Hey everybody, it's Brady from Elite Weather Forecast, and tonight I'm going to be doing a video on Hurricane Marco, well now Tropical Storm Marco, and future Hurricane Laura, potentially major Hurricane Laura. So without further ado, let's get started. I'm going to try and make this a shorter video tonight, because I don't want to talk a lot, but it's beside the point. Currently, Marco is now, and I always forget to do that. Marco is now a 70-mile-per-hour tropical storm, moving north-northwest at 12 miles per hour. It looks like it's still moving north to me, not really that much west. And they're predicting it's going to continue to move west, but it's clearly not moving west right now. Let's just first look at the satellite and its appearance. It's indicative that yes, it has weakened, but this satellite is quite telling that it's not yet done trying. All the forecasts I'm seeing is it's weakening from here on out, and yes, it clearly did weaken. It was affected from the shear. The mid-level center and the low-level center were clearly separated a little bit, and was getting sheared out with wind shear around 20 to 25 knots, and even as much as 30 knots, which is working too much against this storm and not helping the outflow necessarily. And we saw this happen, and that's all it took for it to weaken a little bit. But this is quite indicative that it's not yet done trying. We can see a little bit at the bottom too. A little bit, and that may even be from Laura. I can't even tell where that's from. I can't even tell if that's from Marco or Laura at the bottom there. But something's happening. And we take a look. Lightning's firing up. Cloud tops, minus 80 degrees Celsius. If it wasn't in such a high shear environment, I would say it's strengthening right now. I'm not going to take a look at recon right now. I'll take a look at recon after, but we can clearly see Marco is not yet done trying, and Louisiana should still expect hurricane force winds for sure at landfall, because it's sustained at 70 miles per hour, it's going to gust higher than 70, likely gusting, well, let's take a look. Do they have the information? No. I'm likely guessing it's gusting around 80-85 miles per hour, which is quite strong. So not something you exactly want to mess with. And we'll take a look at some of the storm graphics here, try and go through quick. Yep, that's the visible, we know that. That's infrared, we just took a look at that. Did that. Wind field, very small. It's going to be on the northwest side, northern, and the whole eastern side of Marco will have tropical storm force winds along. So that's why the hurricane warnings are up, just in case it does become a hurricane. Again, you never know in the Gulf of Mexico, I guess. That sound you hear in the back is just a cricket. If you're hearing that, there it goes, it stops. And that small wind field, we can see the past track too. Very interesting track. It's taken based on what it was supposed to do. And the damn cricket's back. Really? Good timing. And it's going to move north-northwest from here, take a good western turn, and that's very bad for the Gulf of Mexico in terms of storm surge. Perfect spot for storm surge to pile up, and not exactly a great track. Luckily, it's not like a category 2 or 3 hurricane, but still, you should expect 3 to 6 feet of surge from this, and if it were to intensify, which it's 95% not going to, then it's going to be less. So, or it's going to be more if it were to intensify. But good chance 3 to 5 and even up to 6 feet of surge is possible from here on out. And gotta move quicker. Here's tropical storm force wind probabilities, hurricane force wind probabilities, hurricane wind force probabilities. So they're about 20%. Most likely arrival time is tomorrow around 10 a.m., I would say, at Grand Isle, or around 2 p.m., on Grand Isle in New Orleans, and then later in the evening for a place like Lafayette around 8 p.m. for the arrival of tropical storm force winds. Here are the key messages. I will not exactly quite read them out, but you can look at them yourself. Sea surface temperatures, plenty of warm. Wow, really warm, really, really warm in the central Gulf of Mexico, west central Gulf of Mexico, around 32 degrees Celsius. Wow, very warm. Wonder if how much of that is going to extend up into Louisiana. How much of that 31 degrees Celsius water temps is that going to be able to tap into Laura? That will be interesting for sure. And a lot of convection bursting over the Florida Panhandle tonight. So we've been seeing some very heavy rainfall there. The Panhandle always seems to get hit by these storms. Somehow they manage to get to, thanks to the sheer cutting off some of this organization from Marco has allowed that, and a more northerly track has also allowed that. 4 to 6 inches of rain we can see here, and even up to 6 to 10 inches just off coast. 6+ inches of rain. I think the rainfall's being underlooked on this one. 3 to 6 inches of rain is a lot of rainfall, so that's something you can't overlook there, especially if it happens in a short period of time, which I don't think it is. It's going to last a little while. So that's why I think the rainfall total is being underdone. Potentially some dry air maybe working into this system, but I think the rainfall is being a little underdone in my opinion personally. Uh, hopefully my opinion doesn't verify, but we'll see. Again, severe thunderstorms are a risk tomorrow as well. I forgot to mention that. You're in a slight risk if you live in southeastern Louisiana currently. And let me think. Yes, tornadoes are the threat mainly, and potentially strong thunderstorms too. And I don't know what that model is doing, putting Marco up to a Cat 3, but it's tripping right now. Yeah, that's why I said 95% chance, I guess, before I didn't even see that model. And we'll slide quickly. Microwave energy. We'll just look at this for fun right now. Why not? And you can see really took off, developed some good microwave energy, or developed imagery. Yeah, it developed a good picture, I guess. And that's what it looks like right now. And we'll try to develop again in that last frame there, but wind shear, too much. Too much wind shear. Yeah, 40 knots of wind shear. Right now, and that's only increasing, yet not going to strengthen. But I've seen weirder things, so you never know, I guess. Yeah, the vorticity, too, we can see where the center of it is located and vorticity kind of separated. It looks a little bit too. It's a stretch for Marco, so looking good, looking better, but something you want to take precautions of. If you know anybody living there, please tell them. And the vorticity image on Laura, we'll get to that in a second. Precipitable water, a lot of spinning happening on this picture right now. Another East African wave too. West African wave, I should say. I confuse that. It's in the East Atlantic and it's on the western part of Africa. All right. So now that I've gone through Marco, let's go through Laura, the Big Kahuna. Big Kahuna. Here we go. Tropical storm Laura. It looks good tonight. It looks really good. It's over land, intensifying, defying what we know as hurricanes, I guess, in tropical systems. So, yeah, looks great. I'll take a look at this Weather Nerds satellite. If you don't have Weather Nerds, highly recommend you get it. I'm going to keep shouting them out too, as long as I'm using their website and videos. And switch to Laura. Actually, I'll give another look at Marco, because I believe we had a new satellite update. Alright. Not bad. That what might be a feeder band of Marco down there is developing as well, so that's interesting. See how that develops later tonight. But I'm going to quickly, I really want to go fast here, try and slide through Laura if I can. Lots of convective pulses coming off from Laura over the past 24 hours. This has been happening, so it looks real good. I think the center is around, see where that convection is over East Cuba, where cloud tops around minus 60 degrees Celsius. That's where the believed center of circulation is from Laura. Now, it's possible it tries to reform tonight and be south, and if it gets into those open waters, that can be impressive. And look at the feeder band that's developing too from it. That's actually, it may be connected to Laura, that feeder band that we were just looking at. That's interesting. Well, it's starting to look really good. in my opinion. It's getting smaller. Some of the IR resolution is starting to compact a little bit more, which sometimes is indicative of a weakening, but I think it had a little bit of that with the land interaction. But I think it looks really good considering that the belief center of circulation is over land right now, which is not good. It is looking very, very healthy. Lots of CGI lightning being picked up from the satellite, feeder band coming in, uh, not bands even forming north of the center of circulation to some a little bit. It looks fantastic on satellite right now, which is not exactly something we want to hear. All right, we'll try and slide through this in about 2 or 3 minutes. Currently it's a 65-mile-per-hour tropical storm moving west-northwest at 21 miles per hour. So moving very fast is helping it lower right now as it's moving over land. That is something that's helping lower, and it's believed it's going to slow down some more. When I mean slow down, not exactly stall. I'm not talking about that, but it's just forecasted to slow down a little bit more when it gets into the Gulf. And then we'll take a look at some of the storm graphics here. Lower concerns me. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It really concerns me. Let me just say, though, first, tropical storm warnings are up for all of Cuba and west of Key Largo as well. I forget the name of those islands. I can't remember off the top of my head. But Florida Keys are also in tropical storm watches in case this takes a little bit more of a northerly turn. Tropical storm conditions, given the broad wind field, cannot be ruled out. And I don't know what our CN model's doing here, but here's some of the spaghetti plots, and it's pretty tightly compacted, but it's got to move further west. And sorry for the pause there. Move through quickly. You can see some of these graphics here. I just think Laura's the most dangerous storm, and likely arrival time around Wednesday we're looking at for the time frame for the most likely arrival time of tropical storm force winds, at least. And Laura is the most concerning. Just look at those warm sea surface temperatures. Man. Slide through some more of the graphics here. Sorry if my voice got lower here. Getting tired. Yeah, Laura concerns me. Some of these graphics, some of these models should be higher, in my opinion. I don't see anything that's going to stop this from becoming a major hurricane. I just don't. That's my opinion. I just don't see anything that's going to stop that from happening. Take a look at the in-depth here. Microwave imagery. Take a look at that here, and definitely developed south of Puerto Rico, and quite evident it was able to survive Hispaniola. I don't know how it did that, defying the odds of tropical cyclones. And some real good microwave imagery development here we could see from around the center of circulation. So this thing's strengthening, in my opinion, with no question. No question it's strengthening. And not in my opinion. National Hurricane Center showed it strengthening too at 65 miles per hour. Low shear environment, that's going to push west as well. The trough's going to move out. Vorticity image looks great. This is not a good situation for East Texas and Louisiana right now, and potentially Mississippi and Alabama, depending on the track too. Have to watch very, very closely what this track does. It's either going to be similar to a Rita or Katrina in terms of track, so we're going to have to watch that very, very closely. Without further ado, I'm going to wrap it up tonight. Stay safe, and peace out.